Crazy news out of Venezuela this week. You just won't believe it. The South American country with the world's largest oil reserves has dropped their oil production by half as the world's demand for oil steadily increases. But this isn't a success of green technology or a win for environmentalism. No, it's a failing of state socialism. Let's go back in time a little bit. The Venezuelan government nationalized its oil industry in the 1970s, and then they spent the next, few decades seizing assets and chasing away the remaining foreign national oil companies by doing things like nationalizing a fleet of drilling rigs belonging to a U.S. company named Helmerich and Payne. During all of this time, Venezuela also gave away subsidized gasoline to its citizens and sent cheap oil to Venezuelan allies such as Cuba. So there was little to no foreign investment in their oil patch, and what money Venezuela was making on their oil was offset by the fact that they were giving it away on the cheap to other socialist dumps so that those places could remain socialist dumps. So with no foreign investment, there were no jobs. And it's gotten so bad that Venezuela actually stopped reporting their unemployment rate over a year ago, and only 27% of people who have a job in the private sector. So that means there aren't enough people working at all, let alone outside of the government, to pay the government's bills. What this all means is that, like what it means for all socialists, Venezuela eventually ran out of other people's money. There's no tax base and there's no investment. Venezuela didn't even have enough of other people's money to get their oil out of the ground and off to market for sale to make some money. So this country, with the world's largest oil reserves, is going to be importing 1/3 of its daily domestic oil usage, about 200,000 barrels per day. But we also know that that can't last for long because Venezuela has no money. It's so bad, Venezuela is trying to renegotiate away some of their debt owed to Russia so they can stave off the inevitable collapse of their economy. And why does this matter to me here in Alberta? Well, look what's happening here. Sure, we aren't nationalizing the oil companies quite yet, but instead we're doing equally crazy socialist things like implementing carbon taxes, emissions caps, tax hikes, and royalty reviews. Those things all do the same thing as seizing assets and nationalizing businesses. They scare away investment dollars, sometimes forever. And just look at us here in Alberta. We are the most oil-rich province in the country. We were once the crown jewel of Confederation. But now we have a worse credit rating than Quebec, and we can't pay our day-to-day bills without borrowing. Rachel Notley is just like every other socialist. She thinks she'll be the one who gets socialism right this time, without ever realizing that everyone else who tried socialism has done it right. The problem is socialism is just wrong. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid. At The Rebel, we expose the socialists and the censors at all levels of government, from your local school board to the feds. To never miss a story, be sure to subscribe to our new Rebel Canada YouTube page.